Welcome to Daily Current Affairs by Neo IAS. Today is 13th of February 2019 and the topics we are going to discuss is Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Uttam Maha Abhiyan, that is Kusum, space technology in agriculture. We are going to discuss all the technical sides of agriculture, all the schemes coming in the space technology side. Then the Unani system of medicine, why is it in news, and related topics. Constitution bench, then the permanent account number, that is a PAN. Map aided program and the previous year question revision series. Moving to the first topic, that is Kusum. It is in news because the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they are the implementing ministry. They formulated the scheme. They have made some changes to the scheme and it is currently under progress. It is seeking its approval. The process is basically installation of grid connected solar power plants with a capacity of 2 megawatts in rural areas. That is basically the Kusum scheme, and also installation of the standalone off-grid solar water pump. The off-grid solar water pump. So it will fulfill the irrigation needs of the farmers who are not actually included in the grid. So they are being given to the they are being included in this off-grid solar water pump project. And also solarization of existing grid that is connected to the agricultural pump. So whatever already existing infrastructure is there, it has been solarized. Okay, and they can produce energy using solar pumps, and excess of the solar power generated is sold to the DISCOM companies so that farmer gets an extra income out of it. Also, there is the solarization of the tube wells and lift irrigation projects under government sector. So, I'll tell you what Kusum scheme basically is. It is to promote solar farming, that is decentralized solar power production, and what they are doing is they are providing an extra income for farmers. So, farmers are already doing the agricultural activity, so they are providing an extra income to the farmers by helping them produce the solar energy and sell the surplus solar energy whatever is produced to the DISCOM companies. Okay, that is how they boost the emerging green economy. Okay, and the basic component of the scheme is that it will produce 10 gigawatts of solar power, capacity of 10 gigahertz of solar power plants, and it will be a large grid, that is 50,000 grid connected tube wells will be there in India, and it's a very huge scheme. It is basically aiming at benefiting the farmers, at the same time promoting efficient energy and water conservation. So this is what they kept in mind while making this scheme. So in Kusum scheme, you have to know what is Kusum scheme. Please know the elaboration, what is a Kusum stands for. Then you should know in which ministry it is related to, what is its purpose. Okay, why is it in news? That's all you have to know about Kusum scheme. Coming to the next topic, that is the space technology in agriculture sector. This is very important, guys, because agriculture is a major economical activity. Huge number of people are involved in agriculture. So, whatever innovations happen in agriculture is our point of concern. Okay, so this is in news because the concerned ministry, that's the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, they are making plans to implement the space technology in agricultural sector. So, they had started this in 2012. Actually, there was association or a department established called as Mahalanobis National Crop Forecast Center. So this was started in 2012. That's the Mahalanobis National Crop Forecast Center. This started first. Okay, that was the first initiative. Then comes the Soil and Land Use Survey of India using what? The satellite data, and for mapping the soil resources. So, what all soils are present in which all part of India and how it can be used using satellite technology. Okay, so they did the soil and land survey. Then they have Fasal project. Fasal project is forecasting agricultural output using space, agrometeorology and land-based observation project. Basically, it's how much the agriculture is flourishing, how much productivity is coming. They are checking it with the land-based observation. That is a Fasal project. And you have Chaman project, especially for horticulture. coordinated program on horticulture assessment and management, that is using geoinformatics. Okay, that is a Chaman project. Then you have NADAMS project, that is a National Agricultural Drought Assessment and Monitoring System. That is another space technology being used in agriculture. Then also there is geotagging of infrastructure or whatever things that are created under Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. Okay, Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, and the crop insurance. They have to know whatever is happening, which all areas are falling fallow, which is a productive area, how intense the agriculture is, in order to create a survey. So geotagging is also implemented in agricultural sector. That is again the space technology. Okay, then we have Kisan. Kisan is crop insurance using space technology and geoinformatics. Again, for the crop insurance policy, the project that started in 2015. So it is like remote sensing. They are using the remote sensing satellites to estimate the yield and how improved the yield in the last few years. So that is another space technology in agriculture. So Kisan is there, geotagging is there, NADAMS is there, Chaman is there, Fasal, then soil and land use survey, then we have Mahalanobis National Crop Forecast Center. Okay, remember all these 5 names, very important. Okay, coming to the next topic, that is a Unani system of medicine. Unani system of medicine is in news because some national conference on Unani is happening in India and it concluded successfully. It's over now. So it has been happening for the past few days. So it is over successfully. It is concluded. That is why it is in news. And this particular conference is organized by Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, that is CCRUM. Okay, it is under the Ministry of Ayush. As you know, Unani is added to the Ayush Ministry. So, it is celebrated as a part of Unani Day. Okay, the theme for this year is Unani Medicine for Public Health. Just that, Unani Medicine for Public Health. Okay, they're trying to highlight the importance of the role played by Unani medicine in public health. That's it. Okay, and about the Unani Day, it's actually there is a personality called as Hakim Ajmal Khan. Hakim Ajmal Khan, you might be familiar about him because he is a freedom fighter. He is also an educationalist and a Unani physician. So the 11th February is Unani Day. It's a birthday of Hakim Ajmal Khan, and so in 2018 it is the 150th birth anniversary of Hakim Ajmal Khan. That is why it's very important. Okay, Unani system of medicine, it's a Perso-Arabic traditional medicine. It's not indigenous to India. It is in Perso-Arabic tradition, and it has been practiced all over the Southeast Asia and the Central Asian regions. And in India, it was introduced by Arabs and Persians. Okay, at the time of Mughals, it was introduced and it was practiced very extensively. And the name it got, the Unani word is in Greek language, and the foundation of Unani system was laid by Hippocrates. You know who he is, Hippocrates, and it's a very traditional and effective way of medicine. And in our Indian system, during Delhi Sultanate and the Mughal rule, they use it very extensively. Even after independence, it has been under practice. Okay, so that is why Unani is in news, because of the one thing is the Unani Day and the National Conference as a part of Unani Day, and the second thing is the founder who laid the foundation, who is the founder of it, that is Hakim Ajmal Khan. Then what is Unani system and the importance. Okay, that's all you have to know. Next is Constitution Bench. Constitution Bench is in news because it has a background. Aligarh Muslim University. So Aligarh Muslim University is having a case in Supreme Court regarding their minority status. So 7-judge SC bench will determine the correctness of how is this AMU a minority minority status university or not, whether they will decide it. So in 2006, the Allahabad High Court, they held that AMU is not a minority institution. Okay. So after that, the case has been going on, and now it has been referred to the constitutional bench. I'll tell you why. Okay, constitutional bench is the bench of the Supreme Court of India, which consists of at least 5 judges. Okay, they will sit and decide the substantial question of law. That means if there is any law regarding the interpretation of constitution, if you have to interpret the constitution, that is a substantial question of law. So if something happened like that, if a case happened like questioning the substantial law, there's a substantial questioning of law, then a constitution bench will take over the decision making process. Okay, it is mandated by Article 145(3) of the Constitution, and it mandates that any matter that involves a substantial question of law, that is the interpretation of the Constitution, should be heard by a bench not less than 5 judges of Supreme Court. That is a constitutional bench, commonly known as constitutional bench. Okay. Please notice the term substantial interpretation of law. Okay. And who constituted? The Chief Justice of India. He constitutes and refers the cases to it. He decides which all cases to be given to the constitutional bench, and he constitutes it. Many important cases like Gopalan versus State of Madras case, Keshavananda Bharati case, and Ashok Kumar Thakur versus Union of India case regarding the OBC reservation. All these major cases are referred to by constitutional benches. Okay, so constitutional benches, not less than 5 judges of the Supreme Court. Anywhere where substantial interpretation of law comes, constitutional bench is referred. It is constituted by Chief Justice of India. Okay, the article concerned is 145(3). Okay, fine. Moving to the next topic, that's a permanent account number. So it is in news because the Comptroller and Auditor General, that's a CAG, found that 95% of the real estate companies registered doesn't have a PAN card. That is why it is in news. So PAN card is basically a 10-digit alphanumeric number. It has the alphabets as well as the numbers. So it's a 10-digit alphanumeric number, and you must be knowing it. It's a laminated card. It is issued by Income Tax Department to any person who applies it, and it enables a person to link all the transaction of that person with the department. So the department will be having a clear-cut idea about all the transaction of a person who has a PAN card. Okay, all this transaction like the tax payment, the TDS, the returns of the income, and any specified transactions are there. Everything comes under, all the links comes to the Income Tax Department. So it is called as an identifier for the person with the tax department. Okay. So that is not very important, but I pointed it out because you should know what PAN card, at least PAN card PAN number is. Okay. And next is a map aided program. I have Markermeer Lake in today's session. So it is a lake basically in Netherlands, and it was one of the Europe's, it is still one of the Europe's largest freshwater lake, but now it has no aquatic life. It's a cloudy mass. Okay. So it is basically an archipelago of 5 islets. It's called as the marker Vaden, that is created in the lake to bring back the biodiversity. That's why it's in news, because they created an archipelago, 5 islets in the lake in order to bring back the biodiversity. The lake was once the part of the engineering wonder of the world. That is, they created it in 1932, but no more the life exists in that lake. So now they're trying to bring back the biodiversity in the lake. I'll show you the lake. See, I have marked it in the red color. Can you see? Basically, it opens to the North Sea. It has Netherlands. Then Netherlands is surrounded by Belgium, Germany. Okay, and the other portion goes to this North Sea. So it is towards the North Sea. You can see Markermeer Lake. See? Fine, guys. So basically it is in news because the biodiversity is lost and they wanted to bring back the biodiversity. So they installed 5 islets named Marker Vaden. Okay, it is in Netherlands. Fine. Going to the next topic, that is the previous year question revision series. I have the question here, again from environment. The definition of critical wildlife habitat is incorporated in the Forest Rights Act 2006. For the first time in India, Baigas have been given this habitat rights. Then the third statement is, it's Environment Ministry officially decides and declares a habitat rights for primitive and vulnerable tribal groups in any part of India. So, in this question, the first statement is critical wildlife habitat is incorporated in Forest Rights Act. If you don't know this particular statement, leave it there. Come to the second statement. For the first time in India, Baigas have been given the habitat rights. That is also factual. If you don't know, leave it right there. Come to the third statement. Under Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change officially decides and declares habitat rights for primitive and vulnerable tribal group. Anything concerned to the tribal group will be decided only by Ministry of Tribal Affairs. No other person can decide upon it other than the president. So, the concerned ministry can never be the environment ministry. So, if you eliminate the third option, okay, you know the third option is wrong. Then you come to straight the answer A. Okay, it's very easy. If you eliminate the third question, you don't even have to know the first and second statement. You'll directly come to the first, the answer. Because the third question is not factual thing. It is application level. But the first two statement is a factual thing. So, definition of critical wildlife habitat only comes under Forest Right Act, that's a Forest Dwellers Act. And the second thing, the Baigas have been given the habitat right for first time in India. That is also true. But if you don't know the factual thing, go for what all things you can apply there, elimination technique. Okay. So, that's all for today, guys. If you have any doubts, you can please feel free to comment on the comment section. I'll reply to it as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Good night.